Hello, I'm Keith Milward and welcome to another edition of Keith's World of Entertainment. And I've got such special guests with me today who, although they are guests on this programme, I consider them all good friends because I've watched their careers over the years. We have got Ellie Coates and we've got Chardonnay Fuge from Fright Night, yes, which is going to be on at the Patti Pavilion on the 22nd of October. And we've also got Noel Rees with us, who is directing A Murder is Announced at the Ffwrnes Theatre in Llanelli within the next few days. And of course, Murder is Announced is a Miss Marple and Agatha Christie play, a thriller, a whodunit, and Miss Marple is being played by the one and only Liz Bevan, who we all love. But first of all, I want to speak to the two beautiful young ladies we have before us, Ellie Coates and Chardonnay Fuge. And Ellie, tell us all about what's coming up with Fright Night.
Okay, so we are a group of professional amateurs. We started back in October 2022 and I put the group together because after the coronavirus we were all missing that love of musical theatre that we had, and we wanted to share something together. So I set that up. It's a group of local performers who come together every week to share their love of performing. So coming up, we are working on a musical Fright Night in the Patti Pavilion on October the 22nd. It's a very immersive evening where we won't just be on stage, we will be doing some performances out in the audience as well, really bringing
my gosh, it
the
sounds
audience
exciting.
into the performance. So it's nice for us because it's something different. Instead of being on a normal stage, it's nice for us to get out into the audience and really involve the audience a lot more.
Well, I think this is great. And I like the fact that you are called the professional amateurs because each of you could be or will be professional. And I've always said that there's such a thin divide between amateur theatre and professional theatre, especially amateur theatre of a high standard. And I know that you both are and have been part of a very high standard productions. Of course, there has been the musical mixtape quite recently at Founders & Co. And I found that fascinating because it was a venue I didn't know and how well that worked there. Again, you could say it was immersive, So please tell us more about this approach, sort of the professional amateurs and the immersive bit.
Okay, so like I mentioned, we have done, a lot of us are experienced performers, so have done the normal musicals where we are on stage. So we thought that we wanted to do something a bit different because there are a lot of adult companies local, and we wanted to just be a little bit different and what was going to make us stand out. So we thought that if we try and find some venues that are different and unique, so for example, a musical mixtape that we did in Founders & Co in Swansea, the stage area was just 3 lots of steps. So it was really, really different, and I think it was challenging for us as a cast to try and get to terms with having steps rather than a stage. But the good thing was we found a lovely rehearsal venue in Llanelli Ffwrnes Chapel, which actually had the 3 steps, so it was perfect. So yeah, it worked really, really well.
It's quite 3 quite deep steps, really, isn't it? So that's something which I've seen used in London, so it's good to see that you're bringing sort of ideas of other theatre making to the Swansea area. And Chardonnay, please tell us what's involved with Fright Night, what songs or what shows, extracts would we expect to see?
So I don't want to give too much away, but we have gone for Halloween theme. So we do have cabaret, Rocky Horror, your typical Halloween musical theatre songs.
Bit of the Addams Family.
Oh, the Addams Family. Oh, now you've sold it to me already, but the Addams Family.
And even some songs that you wouldn't consider Halloween, we've tied it in with the link of Halloween. So that's really cool. So we got different themes running throughout. So it's definitely want to come and see.
Oh, that's great. And girls, please tell us about your careers and where you were studying and where you've been studying, and what has led to this moment in your careers.
For me personally, I was always a sport fanatic. Musical theatre was never something I considered. And then when I was in comprehensive school in Penrail, they announced that they were doing Grease the musical. I'd always loved musical theatre but never performed or done anything myself. But I knew that I wasn't going to miss out on that one. So I auditioned and got the role of Rizzo. And from there just absolutely loved it, and have been fortunate enough to take part in lots of fantastic shows. I was with Musicality Academy Performing Arts for 6 years, and I was part of their NODA award-winning production of Oliver and Thoroughly Modern Millie. Well,
you were Thoroughly Modern Millie.
I was, yes. Again, a very challenging role, but a fantastic role, and a great show. So.
Well, it just shows your calibre, because when you came to Radio Tir Coed on my Milward's Musicals programme on Radio Tir Coed, you sang live, and you sang Don't Rain on My Parade, and the phone did not stop ringing all evening. People were saying, who is this Ellie Coates? So, you know, it's of that standard, you know, and same with you, Chardonnay, I've seen over the years, you know. Please tell us your story.
So, I've always been into musical theatre. I've always loved music, loved singing from a really young age. So I got involved with doing musical theatre, I think at the age of 10, and I was with The Hive for about 9-10 years.
Yes.
And now I've gone into the professional amateurs. But I'm in college currently at Gower College.
Ah, right. And what course are you studying?
Performing arts. I'm on my level 4 diploma in performing arts.
Great, yes.
So I'm auditioning as well to go away this year, which is exciting for drama schools.
It's a big year then, isn't it? It's a big year.
So we've got a lot going on, but it's really good.
So remind us now, what's the date and how can we get tickets for the Fright Night?
So it's in the Patti Pavilion in Swansea. It is on October the 22nd. Doors open at 5:30, and then the show kicks off then at 6 o'clock. You can buy your tickets online through Derek's Music.
Oh, yes.
And you can also get them in store with Derek's as well.
Oh, that's great. That's really good. And I should also say who else is involved, and also ask who are the creatives behind this project in particular.
Okay. In all honesty, I'm wearing a lot of hats. So I've done the choreography, and then we have the fantastic Joe Morgan helping us as well with the music. He's been our music director, and we've worked with him a couple of times now. But we have got Daniela De Fede as well, who I believe you know.
Yes.
She has taken charge of our social media this year as well, which has been fantastic to have another person on board with that. So yeah, lots and lots of fun things.
Well, I hear that all roads lead to Llanelli at the moment, because I'm going to be speaking to Noel within the next few moments about A Murder is Announced, which is at the Ffwrnes Theatre in Llanelli. But I want to ask about you being at the Ffwrnes Theatre in Llanelli. I hear you playing leading role in pantomime this year. Please tell us more.
Yes, so with the very well-known Friendship Theatre group, we are doing Beauty and the Beast in January. We're starting rehearsals this Sunday, so we have that starting in January. I'm playing Beauty, and Chardonnay has also joined the cast this year, which is really exciting.
Well, that's great.
And she's playing
Fairy Rose.
Oh my goodness, so this is going to be great then, isn't it? You know, so if they haven't cast the Beast yet, I'm sure Matt, with his face, you know, perhaps I could be cast, but never mind. But we've got Beauty here and we've got the Fairy here. Oh my goodness. But thank you very much for telling us about the Fright Night coming up. As I say, it's the 22nd of October at the Patti Pavilion. And of course, we are so thrilled to have Noel Rees with us as well. And Noel is no stranger to the world of theatre, having been lecturer in Coleg Sir Gar and teacher. And if I say that Noel's play is on in Llanelli, it sells out anyway. Doesn't matter what the play is. It could be a farce, it could be a thriller, it could be whatever. If you say Noel Rees's play is on Llanelli, they turn up in droves. So you've got this this appeal, Noel. You know, please tell us how this has been built up and what we've got in store for next week.
Well, next week they are, fortunately, I hope, coming in droves because we're doing an Agatha Christie. The only play that's available at present, which has got Miss Marple, and earlier you said that Liz Bevan is playing Miss Marple. And whatever happens with Agatha Christie, no matter what date they are dateless. They've got this great universal appeal. I think a couple of weeks ago, the Grand had the touring production of The Mousetrap.
Yes, 70th anniversary.
It's 70 years old now. So we're doing our production. It's called A Murder is Announced. Miss Marple is in it. She's visiting her nephew. She's in Chipping Cleghorn. Usually she's in St Mary Mead, but she's visiting her nephew, who's the vicar. And of course, they open the weekly paper, and in the personal column it says, a murder is announced and it's going to take place on this particular time, on this particular date. And unfortunately, the plot suggests, or has, that it's Friday the 13th.
Oh.
And unfortunately, we are actually performing
you are.
Friday the 13th.
Planned that well, haven't you?
Absolutely.
You really have.
So it's going to have a bit more frisson, perhaps, for the people who are going to come to see it. But it's good fun. They're cleverly written, you know, lots of plotting going on. And people love following all the clues. And the local police get exasperated, so they call in Miss Marple.
So it's a whodunit, isn't it?
It's a whodunit.
And I imagine lots of red herrings.
Lots of red herrings, lots of twists and turns. And,
my
hopefully
goodness.
a few gasps at the end.
No, I'm very good with Agatha Christie, because with these thrillers, I read the books, I see the plays, but I can never remember who's done it. So I can revisit the plays again and again, and it becomes as a surprise. But there's more than one murder?
Yes, there's more than one murder. You think there's only going to be one, but then another one turns up later on.
Goodness.
And everyone's enjoying themselves doing it. And the last plays we did an evening called Summer Shorts, when we did plays by George Bernard Shaw, Chekhov, and J.M. Barrie. Yes. So this is again is a contrast. And for this one, we're in the main house.
Yes.
The last show was in the studio in the Ffwrnes, but this one's in the main house.
So you're all playing within the Ffwrnes Theatre in Llanelli within the next few weeks, next few months. And no, I was saying that you know, you have built up this reputation, this great reputation. You know, how has that come about? And you know, please say about your lecturing and your teaching, and about your involvement with, if I say amateur theatre, but with amateur with the capital A.
Well, the Phoenix started 52 years ago. I was one of the founding members of it, and I'm still there. I taught drama in the Boys' Grammar School in Llanelli, which then became the Graig Comprehensive School and eventually became CCTA, today known as Coleg Cigar. Yes. So I actually went through the same gates for 40 years, wearing different hats. But we do all sorts of things, especially when you were in college and you did school productions. They'd be the big musicals. But Phoenix really does straight drama. Although there was one occasion, Mr. Milward, when you joined us because we did a review.
Yes.
The Shakespeare review, which was a great hit. Yes. Some people didn't quite know how it would go down because we tend to be rather legitimate. But the Shakespeare review was a great hit.
Oh, I remember.
Glad to say you were in it.
It's so well. Quite a departure for me, especially learning quotes from Shakespeare. But being directed by you, I knew I was in safe hands. And say how we can get tickets now for Murder is Announced at Ffwrnes.
Well, you can turn up at the box office in person, or you can get your tickets online, theatrecigar.co.uk, or their phone number, free phone number, is 0345 226 3510.
And please say the exact playing dates. Now, I know it's Friday the 13th. You've said
right,
that.
So we're open on Thursday the 12th.
Right.
Play Friday the 13th and close on Saturday the 14th.
Oh,
and that's this week, each night at 7:30.
Well, you've got Liz now playing the part of Miss Marple, but some of our favourites are in there as well as in the cast.
We've got quite a regular company. Rhiannon Taylor's in it. Andrew Sayers is in it, Jeremy Lewis. We tend to stick together with a small core. Caris Arwyn Jones is in it. and we have a new person in it on this occasion.
Oh, that's great, you know. And we expect and we know that there's always such a grand set as well. And I think I love to see that in theatre. In some productions these days, you don't get this solid set, but you always know that you're in for a good play and a good ambience is the word, isn't it, from the set.
So it's very traditional.
Who helps and how does this all come about?
Well, I've just come here today having painted the set with somebody this morning. It's all ready to go out to be transported. And so we've got a team of people who do everything. And quite often the people who were in the last production are doing the props and the stage management for this production.
Oh, well.
So we mix and match.
Well, we wish you well. But I think when you think about what's happening all together, with a murder is announced, a real thriller, a fright night, if you can keep us biting our nails and you between you, you know. But very best wishes for Murder is announced at Ffwrnes Theatre 12th, 13th and 14th of October. And very best wishes with Fright Night with the professional amateurs on the 22nd of October at the Patti Pavilion. Thank you all for coming and telling us about your productions.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Thank you, and please keep listening and watching Swan TV. Keith Milward with his World of Entertainment will soon be back.